Welcome to the first video for this course, where we'll discuss what design really is and the stages that are in design thinking. Now, I know that we may be very excited to start knowing all about prototyping, but before we get to that, we need to be clear on what design really is. When you see or hear the word design, what do you think of? Or what do you think it means? Take a moment to think about the meaning of design. Did you think of something that perhaps looks nice? Or when we speak of design, it is to make something beautiful, attractive. Or when we speak of our website or apps, when we talk about great design, we are speaking about how great the graphics look. Well, you are partially correct. There is a general misconception when we speak about anything, especially apps, about design, what it really means. We think that it means that something looks good or it is visually attractive. However, design is truly more the process of how something works rather than just how it looks. It is important that we understand that now that design is also how something works, not just about looks. Design also means functional and useful. Therefore, when we design, the objective of that design should be to solve a problem while looking good. Jose Luis Antunes describes design as beautiful solutions. Now that we understand what design really means, it is time for us to think as designers. Designers who want to create apps to solve problems. And there is a process to help us do so, referred to as design thinking. Now, you may come across many definitions for what design thinking is, but simply, it is a process that helps us to understand the people that we are trying to help, the problems that they have, so that we can create something to solve those problems. We are going to create innovative solutions through our app design. There are 5 stages of design thinking. Now, this process does not always have to go in this particular order. We can sometimes repeat stages as needed, and you'll understand why as we go along. Let's take a look at the 5 stages of design thinking. First, we have empathy. In this stage, we put ourselves in the shoes of the users. We develop a deep understanding of the problem, the users, and their needs. Next, we have the define stage. This is where we use the information gathered in the empathy stage to describe the specific problem our users have. In the next step of ideate or our ideation stage, we generate creative ideas for the innovative solutions we are going to create to solve those problems. In our prototyping stage, we move on to designing visual representations or test models of the ideas we came up with in our ideation stage. And finally, our testing stage, where we share our prototypes and our representations or models to get users' feedback, which is very important in our designing process. Let's go now to do our first stage of the design thinking, which is to examine our user. Here we have our user persona. Now, personas are fictional or made-up characters which we create to represent someone who might need to use our app or service. This is usually done after we've done our research in the empathy stage. It helps us to understand our users' needs, their behaviors, and act as a guide to help us design. Let's look at our user persona. Her name is Lily May. She came from Region 1 to the city to study computer science at the University of Guyana. Lily is an introvert, but sometimes step out of her comfort zone to help friends plan birthday events. Now Lily has a problem. She does not know her way around the city as yet. With no established delivery service options but many taxi services around, she needs an efficient way to get her goods delivered to her door. As we examine the persona of Lily May, we see more information about her and her personality, the goals that she has in solving this problem, and what motivates and frustrates her. Some goals that she has is that she wants her goods delivered intact, multiple payment options, a delivery service that is time-saving, and one where she can track the delivery. Lily is motivated by having reliable and safe service. She wants simple steps to receiving her goods with minimal confusion. She also is frustrated by any app that is too time-consuming. So now that we've covered our empathy and our define stages, we can now move on to our ideation stage. Here, I want you to brainstorm your ideas organically. I want you to write down your initial or first set of ideas that come to your mind about what kind of app you can design to help your user, Lily May. Some questions that you can ask yourself in this brainstorming process include, how will the app help the user? What will the app be able to do? What will the app look like? And how will she use the app? These ideas are what will make your design unique moving forward. Pause the video now for a few minutes and write these ideas down. Now that you have your ideas, it is time to do an important step that is not stated in your design thinking process. This step is one where you do design research. This allows you to get inspiration from existing apps and designs to see how they behave, how they look, and use these as guides for our user interface and user experience. Some apps that you can look at to get inspiration are delivery apps and rideshare apps. We mentioned in the previous slide the terms user interface and user experience. These are two important terms that I want to touch on. People sometimes mix them up, but they can mean different things. Here we see an image of an iceberg, where the bulk of the ice is below the surface of the water. This is our user experience, and where we plan out the content of our app. We do the wireframes, prototypes, which we'll be doing a bit later, and understanding the problem, which we did earlier on. At the tip of the iceberg, we have user interface or UI. This entails our color, our illustrations, graphics, visual design. User experience is really about the things that make up the interaction between the user and app, while user interface speaks about the visuals and presentation. UI and UX design are important to fulfill the user's needs effectively. Here we see a cup that is designed interestingly. This is our user interface, where we look at the colors and the graphics and the makeup of the cup. But then we consider our user experience. What will the experience be like when our user now goes to use this cup? Here we can see that the user interface and the user experience does not quite work well together. And so we have these two terms to consider as we design our apps moving forward. This is a preview of what we will be working on throughout this course. To solve the problem of our user Lily May, we will create a taxi delivery app. A delivery app that provides customers with reliable and safe delivery to their doors by trusted taxi services. The reason for us doing this app is to solve the problem Lily has of not having established delivery services around her area. However, she has multiple taxi service options. We understand now that design is also about function, not only visuals. That the aim of design is to create innovative solutions, and that the 5 stages of design thinking entail empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Remember, you're designing for the user, not for yourself. In preparation for our next lesson, continue to brainstorm your app ideas. Remember to do research to get inspirations, and be sure to write all of your ideas down. And I'll see you in the next lesson.